This is Tim Bryce with my column entitled, Why We Listen to Rush and Company. When you hear the term Rush Limbaugh mentioned by liberals in the press, the adjectives controversial, polarizing, bombastic, inflammatory, and shock jock are often mentioned. Actually, such descriptions are also used to characterize Glenn Beck, Sean Hannity, Bill O'Reilly, and anyone who opposes liberal policies and positions. Although these on-air personalities are generally regarded as the dark side of politics by Democrats, they also enjoy great ratings on the airwaves. I contend the reason they are condemned by the left is not because of what they say, but how they say it. After all, conservative doctrine is well known and rather predictable, yet people tune in regularly to get their daily dosage of conservative viewpoints. The difference lies in their tactics. Whereas the liberal media is more covert in their spin on politics and world events, at least they like to believe they are, Rush and Company are more overt and unafraid of a good argument. Some would even call it in-your-face form of broadcasting. They actually relish a good challenge and welcome the opportunity to spar with virtually anybody. Whereas liberals like to spin their agenda using repetitive subliminal messages through the media, conservatives have become more proactive and animated in their discourse, which leads to better ratings. Liberals have been orchestrating attacks against conservatives for quite some time. Yet, when someone like Rush and Company openly fights back, the opposition is appalled and cries foul. Since they will not publicly debate Rush and Company for fear of losing, the liberals vilify them through innuendo and sniping. Such attacks doesn't discredit or deter them one bit. In fact, it emboldens them. Anytime the liberals openly attack them on the air or in print, their ratings actually go up, not down, and fills their coffers. In addition to confounding the liberals, it puts them in a no-win situation with Rush and Company. If they attack them, they invigorate their ratings. If they do not, they suffer guilt by silence. Rush and Company, of course, are cognizant of this and know they have nothing to lose. The Democrats only have three options to thwart Rush and Company. First, they can continue their program of vilifying the opposition, which only makes them stronger. Second, they can publicly debate them, whereby they run the risk of losing an argument. Or third, they can completely ice them out by not recognizing them in any manner or form. As Oscar Wilde correctly observed, the only thing worse than being talked about is not being talked about. Then again, Rush and Company has already developed legions of devoted followers. I'm betting they will simply continue with the first option. I find it interesting that personalities such as Keith Olbermann and Chris Matthews are not considered controversial, bombastic, or whatever. They can hardly be called newscasters as they openly spin liberal doctrine. Yet they are not criticized by the press. I guess what is good for the goose is not good for the gander. If you say you agree with Rush and Company, you are openly accused of being as crazy as they are. Yet the opposite isn't true. One thing is for sure, Rush and Company is not going away anytime soon and will continue to publicly gnaw away at liberal principles and become rich in the process. I'm not so much convinced the left despises them as much as they are afraid of them. Regardless whether you love or hate them, it all makes for great political theater. Friends, keep the faith. This is Tim Bryce in Palm Harbor, Florida.